Hi, today I will be doing a tapping on addictions. I myself am struggling with some of my addictions and thought we could do some tapping and releasing on that. So, addictions can be anything to a substance, it can be an addiction to an emotion, addiction to a person, addiction to food, addiction to an experience, or even a behavior, or even a state of being or state of mind. For example, we could be addicted to being miserable. We could be addicted to making mistakes. We could be addicted to loneliness. We can even be addicted to longingness. So if you're somebody who finds yourself in fantasy mode a lot, daydream mode a lot, and just longing for things you want or people you want, but can't seem to actually get them, there could be some sort of addiction to longingness. And where this comes from is when we were children, we were put in certain scenarios or certain emotions, and we got used to those emotions. So, for example, for longingness, if as a child we're very used to longing for things and not being allowed to do things, not being allowed to go out, to eat certain things, to meet certain people, and you were, let's say, trapped in your room, our fantasy, our daydream mind, creative mind starts running for us and allowing us the life that we were not allowed to have outside. And so there's this addiction of longingness simply because there's a familiarity towards it. So even substances, if there's an addiction to substances, there's something about that substance we're addicted to, whether it's the feeling of being able to escape, feeling of being able to just forget about reality for a moment. Whatever that substance gives you, that's where the addiction gets formed. So, reading Louise Hay's Heal Your Body, she says the probable cause for addictions is running from the self, fear, and not knowing how to love the self. Affirmation: I now discover how wonderful I am. I choose to love and enjoy myself. So we'll be doing tapping on that. And as always, I will start with a prayer. Dear God, please do your will with this tapping session. Please
help me with this topic.
Please help me say the words for me, for us. Please help us
Please help me say the words for us.
And receive what we need to receive.
Help me receive the peace, the love.
And please say the words for me. Please do your will. Okay. So we'll start with side of hand. If you'd like to follow after me with the tapping. If you can't physically tap, if you're having a hard time doing that, simply close your eyes, hear the words I'm saying, and imagine doing the tapping. So quite literally imagine your fingers going up and tapping on those points. There have been studies that prove that even the imagination of tapping is beneficial as if you were actually tapping. You don't have to tap both sides. If you can't or don't want to, you can pick one side because it's all connected. It doesn't matter which side you tap on, or if you tap on both, or if you just imagine tapping. So we'll start with side of hand. Even though I have these addictions I am struggling with, I still deeply and completely love, accept, and honor all that I'm going through, including my struggles. Even though I have these addictions that I'm having a hard time with, I still deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I have all these addictions, and maybe it means I'm trying to run away from something, someone, or myself, or even my own power. I still deeply and completely choose to love myself exactly as I am. Choose to accept myself exactly as I was made. And choose to forgive myself, including my addiction, because I deserve freedom and I deserve to feel good. Eyebrow. I have this addiction. Side of eye. These addictive feelings make me feel trapped. I feel trapped with all these addictive feelings. Who am I running away from? What am I running away from? What am I afraid of? Or whose love am I really craving for? All these addictions. It's easy to feel really shameful about them. I feel ashamed that I'm not perfect. Maybe I feel shame about relapsing. Maybe I feel shame about having any addiction at all. I've been learning that our addictions are our crutches. Crutches were made for support. So when I have these cravings towards my addictions, maybe what I'm seeking for is more support. Maybe I don't know how to love myself. And the best thing I know how to do is lean on my addictions. The mind, the body, the soul is so smart. We were created to be able to survive anything. We were created with the instinct to survive. And so at some point in my life, I picked up these addictions in order to survive. At some point in my life, maybe these addictions is the reason I'm still alive today. However, the fact that I am tapping on my face right now proves that I have better tools at my disposal. If at one point my addictions is what kept me alive, it's because these addictions were the only tools I had. But now I clearly have new tools. Proof of that is my tapping right now. I choose to be curious rather than judgmental. If I were to judge myself for everything I wasn't perfect in, I would never want to grow and be better. It's just like a little child. If every time they made a mistake or did a behavior or action that wasn't right, or picked up a tool that they didn't know was harming them, screaming at the child and berating them won't help them. It won't help them understand why what they did wasn't okay. It won't motivate them to do better. In fact, all that might happen is the child might want to start the child might want to start lying or hiding. We are only as sick as our secrets. And if I can't be honest about my struggles, if I can't be honest about my addictions, how can I expect to recover from it? And so I'm creating a safe space for myself now. Dear myself, you can tell me why we have these addictions. I promise to do my best not to judge you. I promise to do my best to just be curious. And I promise to do my best to love and accept you unconditionally. When we feel safe enough to tell the truth, we can start coming out of the darkness. We can start to have hope of recovery. The only requirement to recovery is the willingness for recovery. And I don't think we are not willing simply because we're tapping right now. We are clearly doing something so good for us. Because instead of picking up whatever we are addicted to, we are choosing to pause and do this tapping right now. Anytime I start to have my cravings, I choose to take a deep breath and simply ask myself, what am I craving for? What am I running away from? What am I afraid of? And how can I love myself more? How can I love myself in ways that feel good? In ways that is authentic to what I need? It is usually said, the opposite of addiction is connection. What can I choose to connect to instead of picking up? Who can I choose to connect to instead of giving in to my addictions? Can I choose to connect to myself? And if I don't know how to do that yet, and that's okay. I will choose to connect to someone else for now. I don't have to go through these struggles alone. The opposite of addiction is connection. That means the hope for my recovery comes through connection. And I can choose to connect by being honest about what I'm going through. I can choose to connect by being honest with myself. I can choose to connect by simply saying, I need help. It takes so much courage to say, I need help. So even thinking and admitting that we need help is so brave. We all have our journey and our path. And we are not here to judge other people's journeys and paths. I choose to focus on my own journey and path. And I choose to be grateful for everything I'm going through, even the struggles, because that's what's leading me to connection. That's what's leading me to seek out recovery. And maybe that's why I'm tapping on my face right now. All the reasons I have these addictions, all the experiences I have gone through that form these addictions. I allow myself to clear all the pain from all these experiences. I allow myself to forgive all these experiences that caused all this pain. As I forgive, I learn to let go. And as I learn to let go, I learn to live in the present moment. The point of power is in this moment right now. What I choose in this moment will affect my next few moments. And today, right now, I am choosing peace. I am choosing love. I am choosing forgiveness. I am choosing freedom. And so I forgive myself for all these addictions. And I forgive everyone who contributed to these addictions. They did not know any better, just as I did not know any better. I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do to survive. And now I am doing what I have to do to thrive. I deserve to come out of survival mode. And I deserve to live my best life. So thank you, myself, for picking up these addictions. Thank you, myself, for doing what we believed was best to help us survive day after day. And if I am strong enough to survive, if I was strong enough to pick up these addictions, then I am strong enough to put them down. And I'm definitely strong enough to thrive and live my best life. All I have to do is believe I am worth it. And I choose to believe I am worth it. Because the same creator that created the sun, the same creator that created the billions of stars, the same creator that created the most heavenly music, that same creator created me. How can I not be worthy to have the best life possible? I was created to have the best life possible. My life was God's gift to me. My gift to God is living my best life. And I choose to love myself unconditionally as I work through these struggles and work to living my best life. And take a deep breath and breathe out. Thank you. We deserve to be free from our addictions, and let's release the guilt and shame that comes with any relapses or any cravings because we're just humans. That was just our old programming. At one point, we believed we needed this to survive and it helped us. But now we have more tools and we can learn new things. And we deserve to be free of our addictions. So